Hello, welcome to Avio's Journey. My voice is a mess today, but I still want to come on and talk to you guys. Welcome to the show. My name is Anthony Pica. I'm a voiceover coach, publisher, I guess now, voice actor, and all that jazz. And I am here to help the new and upcoming voiceover artists grow their business, sidestep all the crazy things that I seem to step on. That is a mouthful of an introduction. Anyways, it is great to see you guys. Happy Wednesday. If you're new to the channel, you're just seeing me, make sure, of course, you hit the like and subscribe button and check out viosjourney.com. We have a great special going over there for you to check out VO Journey Academy, which is your place to start and grow your voiceover business with live classes, an incredible, supportive, active community. We have a couple hundred members. We'd love to have you be a part of the Academy. So check that out. All right, so let's go in today. Today, we're going to talk about the challenges that you face with motivation. And I think this is a perfect time to talk about it because I think we've already hit the, what is it in January? They call it the quit day or something like that, where you start a New Year's resolution and you quit. I think we've already passed that. But I do want to talk about motivation. I had an incredible quote this morning. I absolutely loved it, from Ralph Waldo Emerson. And basically, the gist of it is the person you want to be is who you decide to be. And do you guys ever, do you ever feel like you are just being caught up in the winds of life? Like you're not in control. Things always are happening. There's always some random bill or medical situation or something breaks down or there's just always something that we're not in control of, and it always seems to be in control of us. We try to do something or we'd like to do something, but there's just too many other things happening that's causing us not to be able to do it. I know I feel like this a lot of times as well, but I think it's interesting because I look at the building of my business and how I started. If you guys are interested to learn more about my journey, just interestingly enough, I kept kind of like a journal of it when I first started out or close to starting out on my podcast, a VO's Journey podcast. And there's quite a few episodes. There's a few hundred or so, but it's definitely interesting. You can go check that out, and there's a link below to check out the podcast. But the point of that is that of course we all start somewhere. But I look back at the when I started my business, and whenever we start something new, or I think we're trying to make something happen that's not there yet, there is this sense of pushing ourselves to the unknown, and it's definitely scary. It's new territory that we've never been before. Oftentimes we feel like we're imposters, right? We all know imposter syndrome and that feeling. But what I love about it is it's our opportunity to create what we want, to actually make what we want, not to hope that it finds us. So today's talk is about the motivation that you have to create something that you want, to make something that you want. First and foremost, I don't know if you guys, how much you read books, self-help books or things like that, or books from the past, I'd say. But there's there's a lot of incredible books, but Think and Grow Rich, I'm sure you guys have read that. It is an incredible book. And there's a lot of other books, of course, but Think and Grow Rich and a lot of these books talk about your mind and how what you think becomes reality. But I think it's more of what you believe. Now, the idea of believing something is that you have to think it over and over and over and over again, right? Becomes ingrained in you, just like training on something. You do it over and over and over again until it becomes part of you. So I think the same thing is with belief. Do you ever meet somebody who you can tell they believe with every ounce of their being they're going to accomplish whatever goal they're saying they're going to do? It's amazing. Like we know it. Like we know that they're going to accomplish it. And it's so interesting because when you listen to those people or you see them, it's like, you don't even have a question in your mind. Yeah, they're going to do it. They're going to do it. But it's interesting if you saw someone else without that belief, you'd have to go through this process with them. You'd have to say, well, we're going to have to do a lot of this stuff. I mean, I don't know if you're going to make it. You might, it's possible, but you might not. But there are some people that you tell when they believe it, it's almost like the universe, steps aside and helps them get what they want. Belief is a powerful thing, and I think a lot of us struggle with believing in ourselves. And I don't know where that comes from. I don't know why that is. But I do know that once you have that belief locked in, it is a very powerful tool to help you grow your voiceover business or anything that you do in life. And I do want to point out, I think that there are many challenges we face in life. There are many things that we try, we don't succeed. We try again, we don't succeed. And, I remember one of the, one of the reasons I started my voiceover business, I don't know if I've ever said this. I might have once or twice, I think, but I started, one of the reasons I started my voiceover business is because I was sick of failing. I was sick of failing. I had tried a lot of other things in the past. Never anything where I was, focusing on the craft, because I went to school for theater. I was an acting teacher, of course. I toured and things like that, as you guys know. But I had tried I had a cafe at one point. I had done I tried some other website stuff online. I had I had a mattress. I tried a mattress business for a short period of time. I tried a bunch of different random things, right? But I had never done, something with my acting beyond what I had done in my past, right? From a standpoint of a business. So I was tired of failing. And I remember staying up late nights while I was working on this business, just not, telling myself I'm done failing. I'm not going to fail at this. I'm going to succeed. And it was interesting because early on, part of what I viewed as success was always having work. So my goal, despite at the time whether I was making a lot of money or not, was just to always have work, always have a job in the queue or two or three. And that's what I did. I think from the second month on of my business, I never went without having a job of some kind. Again, I didn't make a lot of money that first year at all, but it stacked, right? The second I was able to go full time, second into my third year, and then I've not looked back ever since. It's been 6 years since. So it's definitely, and we went through COVID, we went all that stuff, but I think that in itself was a driving factor for me. And I believed in myself that I was not going to stop. I didn't know how far I think the idea that we have to know what the road is going to look like a year, 5 years, 10 years down I mean, I'm just, in my experience, that's silly. I think it is silly. And I know, coaches or gurus like to tell you need to plan out these things. And absolutely, there is something to that. Of course, there has to be a plan, was where we're going without a plan. But the idea that we're going to know what it's going to look like or what will actually happen, I mean, we're not psychics. However, I do believe that we can know what we won't do, what we will and won't do. And I think that in itself is one of the most powerful predictive tools out there. Meaning, like, I knew I wasn't going to quit. I knew I wasn't. And I had quit many things before that I was trying, but I knew I wasn't going to quit this, because this was an opportunity to change my life. And I was tired. I was so tired. And maybe we all get to that point. Maybe everyone gets to a point at different moments in your life where you're just tired of not succeeding at the things that you're trying. And there are many levels of success. I mean, I have, of course, very other levels of success, but I'm talking about professional life. I was very, very upset, and it was bleeding over into my personal life, right? Depression and these sorts of things are real, and they cause a lot of strife, especially when you have a family and you have other responsibilities. things become just really hard to do because you're like, what's the point? And I so anyways, all this is to say that, your motivation, especially for 2025, right? Your motivation, you really need to find it. Okay, you need to have that motivation. Money is a motivator. It is. I always thought when I didn't have, or when I was really struggling with money early on in my life, I really thought that the people who say, money does, it's not the money that matters or that's gonna make a difference in your life. I'm like, well, that's easy to say because they have money. That doesn't make no sense because I don't have the money, so of course it's gonna make a difference in my life. That's my goal, is to make more money. And, of course, we have to have money. But it's interesting, as I grow older and as things change, I've learned too that I've made a lot of money, spent a lot of money, and, it comes and goes. There are times where we have a lot, there's times where we have very little. And it doesn't seem to be something that isn't there. What I'm saying is that, you can get the money will come to you. But what's the most challenging thing is the battle with yourself, right? That's the thing that we really battle with. And I find that the more we win that battle, the more money, good feelings, all of the things that we're looking for, that's like a byproduct of that success or defeat of that battle with ourselves. Right? That motivation, that ability to keep moving forward when it feels like nothing's working, the faith that you're planting seeds. Every audition you do, every demo you make, every contact you reach out to, these are all planting seeds, right? And again, part of, I guess, today is a little philosophical. One of my favorite things to do, if you know me, is talk philosophy. But the idea is, right, that we're planting seeds for the future, and they will grow. But just like any farmer knows, or anybody who's planted anything, it takes time, and there's a lot of time that goes by that you see nothing. You don't see anything coming out of the ground. Nothing's happening, but it's all happening underneath. But you still have to water it. You still have to nurture it. You still have to make sure you feed it. It has to be there, just like anything in life. When it starts out, it takes time and you don't usually see it. The same thing with our business. And it's, we can logically say, well, that's silly because nothing's really happening. But there's things happening inside of us as well. Don't underestimate how much is going on in you with everything that you're doing. Every audition you do, you're getting better. Every single one. Every, contact you make, you're getting better at it. You're getting closer to another contact who will hire you. Right? It's just like the whole thing with, Alexander Graham Bell, right? And so, right, the reporter asked him, did you fail, I don't know, however many thousands of times to create a light bulb? He says, I didn't fail 1,000 times to create a light bulb. All right. I just found 1,000 ways not to make a light bulb. All I needed to do was find one way to make it work. I love that, right? It's the perspective that you have. But, if you think about that, if he had quit all those times he failed, I don't know what we would have light. I don't know how that would be today, and it's interesting if you look at that in the same context as what we're doing. How many auditions did you make? Did you fail, or did you find, a bunch of ways, right, to, get a job, right? It's the perspective of the whole thing. And I think in the end, it goes down to your motivation. What is your motivation? You've got to hold on to it. And the reason why I brought up money is, and I'll leave it this, is because money can be a great motivator, but in the end, I find that money only goes so far. Because I would tell a lot of people, look, if you want a lot of money, there's a lot of other things that you can do, jobs where you'll make a lot more money faster than this. This takes time. It's a business. It takes time to build a business. It takes years to build a business. I want to point that out to everybody. It takes years to build a business, including this business. Okay, that doesn't mean you can't make some money, but not money that's going to sustain you in a business, for a period of time. It's going to take years. It will. It will take years. It took me years. It takes years to build anything worthwhile. Okay. But know that the whole point of you pushing your limits, okay, and staying on track and staying motivated, that's the battle you have to fight every day. So listen, I hope that and again, money doesn't give you that that push. Okay, it's got to be about more than money. It's got to be about you building something that matters. And if that's okay if it only matters to you, but it has to matter. Like and it's something to be proud about. I'll never forget how when I left my job and I remember sitting in the parking lot of the school. I remember, and I did an episode on my podcast. I'll just never forget, and I can see it in my mind. Sitting in the parking lot, and I had a little black truck, a Honda Honda truck back then, and I just remember sitting there thinking, this is the greatest day of my life. Because I built something that gave me freedom, and it was from me. No one gave it to me. Everything up to that point had been someone else's something that I had jumped on the train and been a part of. But something that was important to me in my life was I wanted to build something that was my own, that I created, that I could say was successful. So, what's your motivation? Find it, hold on to it. Don't let it go because you're going to need it. I promise you, you are going to need it. All right, you guys. This was a long one. Hopefully, it was good. Hopefully, get you excited to do things. You can. This is a wonderful thing about this. This is a great time to be in business. This is a great time. Yes, there are some hard things out there. My heart and prayers have gone out and are consistently being done every day for all of our friends in California, of course. But we're going to get through that, and we're going to work with them to get through that. But it still is a great time to move forward with our businesses and our futures. Okay, this is your time. You can do it. Have a wonderful Wednesday. Again, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and don't forget to check out VO Journey Academy. We would love to have you be a part of our community. Have a great Wednesday, everybody. Bye bye.